Hello children, let's come back to our maths class. We started with a new chapter, that is lesson number 3 in the previous class, that was algebra. And we have seen some of the terms and some of the concepts that will be used in the chapter algebra. So let us have a recap of the different points that we have seen in the previous class. So what were the different points, children? First of all, we have just written the point for a constant. It was variable. Yes, the first one we wrote for variable and the next one we wrote for constant. So what is a variable? A variable, in short, you have to just remember the letter. The letter in expression is called as variable. What is the meaning of variable? It may change its value. It may change the value. It can change the value. The second one was a constant. Here, it takes a fixed numeric value. We cannot change a constant. We will be not able to change the constant, but a variable may change according to the different values. Okay, children. The next one we saw for algebraic expression. What is the algebraic expression? It is a combination of constants, variables, and also some of the fundamental arithmetic operations. Okay, the four fundamental signs. Okay, after that we have seen what is a coefficient. What is a coefficient? A number, some number will be multiplied to a variable. Okay, so that number is called as coefficient. So what was the definition for coefficient? Any part of a term that is multiplied by the variable of the term. Any part. It can be any part of the term that is multiplied by the variable of the term is called the coefficient of the remaining term. Suppose you are being given with the expression 5x cube plus 10x square plus 10. So here, what is the coefficient of x cube? It is a variable part. This is again a variable part. So what is multiplied to the variable? A number is multiplied to the variable. So this number is called as the coefficient. So what is the coefficient for x cube? The coefficient for x cube is 5 and the coefficient for x square is 10. And you may have to consider the sign also. For positive, we know we don't consider the sign as plus 10. But for negative, you have to mention the coefficient as minus 10 or said whatever number. So the coefficient, you have to take a number along with the sign. But for positive number, we don't put the positive sign in front of the coefficient. But for negative, we have to mention the sign in front of the number. So that was for coefficient. And also we have seen what is a polynomial. So for polynomial, you have to just check whether it is consisting of a variable, a constant, some of the arithmetic operations, and also very important thing, the powers should be positive. If you have a positive power, you can consider it as a polynomial. If you have a negative power, it will be not considered as a polynomial. So we have just taken on the 5 definitions or 5 points in the previous classes. So today we are just going to continue with the remaining points in the points to remember. I just want you people to get ready with your classwork, children. Write down your classwork, write on today's date and day. Have you taken down your classwork, children? Have you written today's date? Day? Okay, so let's continue with the points to remember. You're just going to write down number 6. We have completed 5 points, right, children? So that is, we have completed the first one as a variable, the second one was constant, the third one was algebraic expression, the fourth one was coefficient, and the fifth one was for polynomial. So now let's write on the next point. You have to write down the next point as the standard form for a polynomial. I'll tell you what is the standard form of polynomial. So I'll just give you the writing part. Copy it on the writing work. Point number 6. Yes. Continued. Okay. The points are being continued. So I just give the heading of points to remember. Writing a polynomial. Writing a polynomial in the increasing or decreasing order. Writing a polynomial in the increasing or this is that decreasing power writing a polynomial in the decreasing or increasing or decreasing order. Okay, so just write down your order, decreasing order of the powers of x. Order of the powers of x is called standard form of the polynomial. It's called standard form of a polynomial. This is what is called the standard form of a polynomial. So writing a polynomial in the increasing or decreasing order of the powers of x is called standard form of the polynomial. I'll just give you some examples and you will be clear with that particular concept. Write down the question, write down the statement first. So writing a polynomial in the increasing or decreasing order of the powers of x is called a standard form of the polynomial. Okay, I'll just give you an example. Shall I give the example over here? Let's continue the examples over here. 10x square plus 10x, no problem, 4 minus 10x. I think it's 10. Okay, no problem. So I have just a polynomial with me. The polynomial is 10x square plus 10x raised to 4 minus 10x minus 10x cube plus 9. So I just want this particular polynomial to be written in the standard form. So let me write the standard form of this. So we have two ways of writing the standard form. One is you can write down it in the increasing order or you can write down it in the decreasing order. You can just use any one of the method. That's enough. Or you can just put, it's your choice. Okay, children. So mostly we go for the increasing order. Mostly we go for the increasing order. In some cases we may use decreasing order also. It's your choice to present the polynomial. Whether you can write down in the increasing order, you can write down in the decreasing order. But here we are just going to put in both the orders. We are just going to write down the increasing order and also the decreasing order. So give the heading as standard form of the polynomial. Standard form of the polynomial. So I'm just going to write down the standard form of the polynomial. Let's see how to write down the standard form. So first of all, I'm going to go for the increasing order of the powers. Increasing order means, we have already studied about ascending and descending order. So increasing order means from small to big. And what are you going to consider? You're just going to see the powers. We are just going to consider the order of the powers. So what is the power over here? The power is 2, the power is 4, the power is, here what is the power? Nothing is mentioned means it is taken as 1 and here 3 and here nothing is there for x. So it should be taken as 0. So what is the power for x here? The power for x is 0. You see, imagine children, it is 9 and you have x raised to 0. And I have told you that anything raised to 0 gives you the answer 1. So this is 9 into 1 is equal to 9. So 9 can be written as 9x raised to 0 because here x is the variable, yes. So what is the meaning of 9? 9 is with the variable x and what is the power of that x? It is 0. Getting the point, children? So 9x raised to 0, it is 9 into 1 is equal to 9. Okay. So this is 0. So we have 2, 4, this is 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 0. So we are just going to go in a form of increasing order and decreasing order. Let me start for the increasing order. Increasing order means I have to go from the small to big. So which is the lowest power? 0 is the lowest power. So write down along with the sign. Okay, be careful to write down the sign properly. So I have your plus. So I just put here increasing order. Okay, otherwise no need to mention. You just write down the two answers. You write down the first part. It's 9. Okay, 0 power. Then 1 power. So what is the term here? It is minus 10x. Minus 10x. Okay, done. So 1. Then after 0, you have 1. Then what you can take? 2. So I'll get here plus. What is the sign here? plus 10x square. Okay, done. 2 completed. Then 3, we have 3. So it is minus 10x cube. Be careful with the sign. You have minus sign in front of 10x cube. So you have to take the sign also. So minus 10x cube. And at the last, yeah. So 0 I have taken. I have taken 1. I have taken 2. 3 is been taken. Now 4 is left. So I will be taking the term 10x raised to 4. What is the symbol or what is the sign in front of the term? It is plus. Just put your plus 10x raised to 4. So this is the way of writing down the polynomial in standard form. So how you'll write down? You have to write down, you may write down from smallest to biggest or from biggest to smallest. So this is one way. This is the increasing order. Okay children? Increasing order means from small to big. Now we are going for the second way. We are going to write down it in a decreasing order. Decreasing order means start from big to small. You have to start from bigger number and then just you have to go on moving to a smaller number. Okay. So this is just a vice versa. You just can write down the number in a reverse order and that's all. So I get here, or you can just put here the second way of writing the answer as 10x raised to 4. The bigger power is 4. The next one is 3. So write down the sign carefully. It is minus 10x cube. Then you have plus 10x square. Then you have minus 10x. Then you have plus 9. So this is the increasing order and this is the decreasing order. So you can just write down expression both form. You can write down it in an increasing order and the decreasing order. So whenever you have any number means you just remember that the power is 0. So no variable, don't just say that no variable is there. No. Here you have a variable. Already have explained to you 9x raised to 0 is equal to 9. Because x raised to 0 is 1. So anything multiplied by 1 will give you 9. So what is the variable here? X is a variable present here and what is the power for x? The power is 0. Okay children? So for increasing, start from 0 to the higher number or lowest to the highest number. And for decreasing order, you have to start from the highest number to the lowest number. I hope you people are clear with the standard form of the polynomial. Okay, good. Just stay on the example. Just mention here, this is 2, 4, the power is 1 here, the power is 3 here, and the power is 2 here. Are you clear with the sixth point, children? So what is the definition for standard form of the polynomial? Writing a polynomial in the increasing or decreasing order of the power. So you are just going to focus on the power. Okay children? So you are just going to see the power and you are just going to arrange them in the increasing order or the decreasing order. So when you arrange them in the increasing order or the decreasing order, then the polynomial is in the standard form. You have to call the polynomial as a standard form. So what is the definition for standard form? Writing a polynomial in the increasing or decreasing order of the powers of x is called standard form of the polynomial. Are you clear children? Good. Now let's move to the next point. We have few more points to be taken down. Let's start on the next point. The next one is degree of the polynomial. So I'll be just giving you the definition directly. Let's start on the definition for it. So they have given you the definition in the same paragraph. You can just see the heading there, degree of a polynomial. Have you seen that? It's in page 82. Okay. So page 82, the first para itself is the definition. So I'm just going to take down that first para for the point. So I'll just continue over here. Yeah, I'll just continue. So point number 7. In a polynomial, of one variable, in a polynomial of one variable, in a polynomial of one variable, the highest power of the variable the highest power of the variable is called the degree of the polynomial. Is called the degree of the polynomial. In a polynomial of one variable, the highest power of the variable is called the degree of the polynomial. I just explain you this point using an example. It will be easy for you to understand. Just state on the definition, children. In a polynomial of one variable, the highest power of the variable is called the degree of the polynomial. Let's take on the example over here. Let me take one expression or a polynomial and take an 4z cube plus 8z square minus 9z plus 8. So we have a polynomial over here. In a polynomial of one variable, okay, this is just here I have taken a one variable. So I'll just have tell you one more method over here. We have one variable, or we may have, in certain cases, we may have more than one variable. I'll tell you how to find out the degree for the different polynomials. So here we have a polynomial 4z cube plus 8z square minus 9z plus 8. Okay, children. So here, what is the highest power? We have the power 3. 3 is the power. 2 is the power. What is the power here? 1 is the power, and here no power is mentioned. That means 0 is the power. So what is the power here? 0. So what is the power? 3 is the power, 2 is the power, 1 is the power, and 0 is the power. So now the thing is to find out the degree of the polynomials. What is the meaning of degree? The degree means the highest power. So what is the highest power? 3 is the highest power of the polynomial. So I just put here the answer. Degree is 3. What is the answer? Degree is 3. So why I write degree 3? Because that is the highest power of the polynomial. Getting my point, children? So the highest power for a variable. So we have a variable z. What is the power for z? It is 3. What is the power for z? It is 2. What is the power for z here? 1. What is the power here? There is no power, 0. So what is the highest power here? The highest power is 3. So the 3 is called as the degree. Okay. I'll just give you one more example over here. Have you taken on this? Are you clear with this part, children? Okay, I'll just give you one more example. Just put this as number 1. I'll just give you one more where you have more than one variable. Okay. 5a cube b cube plus 8 a square b square c square plus 9 a b square c cube plus 4 a b cube cube minus 8 a 4 b 5. Here on the question. Here on the polynomial here, it's with more than one variable. Okay, here you have the variable a, b, c. I have told you variables are the letters. So what are the letters used here? You have the letters a, b, and c. So a is the variable, b is the variable, and c is the variable. So what is the definition? You have to just see the highest power of the variable. So degree is the highest power of the variable. So here I have to just go for 3 together. So let me see how to find out. I'll tell you how to find out the degree over here. So we have 5a cube, b cube, c cube. So how many terms do you have here totally? One term, two term, three term, four term, five term. So I have to find out the degree for each term. Let me find out the degree. How to find out the degree first? Add all the power. What is the power here? 3. What is the power here? 3. What is the power here? 3. So 3 plus 3 plus 3. What is the answer? When you add 3, 3, 3. What is the answer? 3 plus 3, 6. And 6 plus 3, 9. So what is the power here? The power is 9. Are you getting my point, children? So how are you going to find out the power? By adding all the power. This is one term. Okay, this is one term. So you are going to add all the power. So 3 plus 3 plus 3. So the answer is 9. Okay, so I have found one power. Now let me go for the next one. Let me add the next term's power. So what is the power here? It's 2. What is the power here? It's 2. What is the power here? It's 2. So add all the three powers. What do you get here when you add all the three powers? 2 plus 2 plus 2. So 2 plus 2, 4. 4 plus 2, 6. So I get the power as 6. When I added all the powers of variables, remember to take the power of the variables, okay? So a cube means 3 power, b cube means 3 power, c cube means 3 power. So add all the 3 powers. So 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9. A square, b square, c square. So 2 plus 2 plus 2. So 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 2, 6. It was a b square c cube, yes? So what is the power for a here? It's 1. What is the how many a's are there? Only one a is there. Yes. So what is it? This is 1 plus 2 plus 3. So what is the answer? 1 plus 2, 3. 3 plus 3, 6. Again I have your 6. Okay. Next. This is 1. How many a's are there? 1 a. How many power for? What is the power for b? 3. What is the power for c? 3. So 3 plus 3, 6. 6 plus 1, 7. The power is 7. Coming here, this is 4, 5, 6. 4 plus 5 plus 6. 4 plus 5, 9. 9 plus 6, 15. See? So 4 plus 5, 9. 9 plus 6, 15. So I have just found out the power for each term. Okay, because here in the first sum, it only one variable was used. So I can directly find out the answer. Yes, children, by looking at the sum itself, I can find out what is the degree. But here, I have many variables. I have three variables here. So first of all, I have to find out the power for each term. So what is the power for this term? 3 plus 3 plus 3, that is 9. What is the power for this term? 2 plus 2 plus 2, that is 6. What is the power here? 1 plus 2 plus 3, that is 1 plus 2, 3. 3 plus 3, 6. Okay. What is the power for this term? 1 plus 3 plus 3, that is 7. What is the power here? 4 plus 5, 9. 9 plus 6, 15. Okay. So which is the highest power here? 15 is the highest power. Which is the highest power? 9, 6, again 6, 7, 15. So out of this, which is the highest power? 15 is the highest power. Highest power is called the degree. What is the meaning of degree? Highest power is the degree. So what is the degree here? Therefore, degree is 15. So you're not going to write down highest power is the degree. Just put here degree as 15. So we have to write down the answer. Yes. Just put here degree. Sorry. E. Because when I just compared all the terms, I got the bigger number as 15. That is the highest power as 15, and this highest power is called as the degree. So the answer is write on the terms carefully, children. It's 5a cube b cube c cube plus 8a square b square c square plus 9a b square c cube plus 4ab cube c cube minus 8a raised to 4 b raised to 5 c raised to 6. Copy down the questions properly. Have you completed the answer, children? Are you clear with the degree part now? So how to find out the degree? If you have only one variable, just take the highest power of the variable. That gives you answer. If you have more than one variable, just add all the powers and finally find out which is the highest power and take down that as the degree. Okay, children? Now we have two more points, children. After writing two more points, we will continue with our exercise. Okay, children? So, right on the next heading as types of polynomials. So you have two types. We are going to learn two different types. One is based on the number of terms and one is based on the degree. So we'll be learning these two and then we will continue with our exercise. Okay. This was seventh point is. Let's stay on the eighth point now here. Stay on the eighth. So write down the heading as polynomial on the basis of number of polynomial on the basis of number of terms. Give the heading as polynomial on the basis of number of terms. So we have two ways of classifying a polynomial. One is it is based on the number of terms and one is it is based on the degree. Okay, children. So let's see how to find out the answer. So polynomial on the basis of number of terms. Okay, have you taken on the heading? So now what are you going to do is you're just going to make a column over here. The first one is monomial. Let's write down about monomial. Next one, let's write down a binomial. And the last one is trinomial. Monomial, binomial, trinomial. So for monomial, how many terms are there? Only one term is present. Monomial means one term present. Binomial, two term present. And trinomial means three terms present. Three terms present. So monomial, one term present. Binomial, two terms present. And trinomial, three terms present. On the definition, no, just you understand the definition, that's enough. So you should know what is the meaning of monomial, binomial and trinomial. I just give you an example, just write on this table. They have given you a definition over there. So polynomial having one term is called monomial. A polynomial having two terms is called as binomial. What is that? A polynomial having three terms is called trinomial. So in the examination you have to use the definition only. So what will be the definition for monomial? A polynomial, because a polynomial on the basis of number of terms. A polynomial having one term is called a monomial. A polynomial having two terms is called a binomial. A polynomial having three terms is called a trinomial. Okay, so this is just for your reference. I'm just giving you idea what is monomial, binomial and trinomial. Have you taken on the point, children? So write down for monomial, binomial and trinomial. So how many terms are there for monomial? Only one term. How many terms are there for binomial? Two terms. Trinomial. How many terms are there for trinomial? Three terms. Mono. You would have studied about the monocotyledons and dicotyledons. Actually, a monocotyledon. Remember this mono. What is mono? A single seed. Yes. The plant that comes out from single seed. A monocotyledon. So that's mono. Mono means single term, one term. Binomial, by means two. By what you can call for by. It's like bisecting. So you have two. By means two. Tri means three. Okay, tri. What is the meaning of tri? Three. So three terms are present. Clear, children? So let me give some examples for these terms and then we continue the next one. Here, so for example, 5a. Polynomial with one term. So how many terms are there? Only one term. 5a cube is only one term is present. So this is a monomial. Just take down the examples. First one, 5a cube. 5a cube is a monomial. Why is it a monomial? It is a polynomial with one term. Remember to write one term. Only one term is present. Okay, second one. 3a square plus b. Okay, so how many terms are present here? One term, and this is the second term. You should say this is a binomial. Why you call it as binomial? It is a polynomial with two terms. How many terms are present here? Two terms. What is the first term? 3a square. What is the second term? B is the second term. So you have the first term and the second term. So if you have two terms, you have to call it as binomial. Polynomial with two terms. I just go on giving you some examples so that you people will be clear with the concept. You should know all the different types of what is that? Polynomials. Okay, children? So just understand it clearly. Just put your whole concentration in your class. So what is the first example I have given you? I have just given you the first example as 5a cube. Here only one. Don't just think that your two numbers are there. No, it's a one term. Term means it is a combination of a variable and a constant. Okay. So a term 5a cube is a single term. So it is called as a monomial. Then you have 3a square plus b where you have two terms. One term is 3a square and one term is b. So you have two terms, so you have to call this as binomial. This is a binomial because it is a polynomial with two terms. The third one, let's go for the third example. 5a cube plus 8b square plus 9c. Let me give you one more example. What is that example? 5a cube plus 8b square plus 9c. So how many terms are here? You have one term, you have two term, and you have three term. Yeah, if you have three term, it is called as trinomial. Yes, just mention here, it is a trinomial. Why it is a trinomial? Because it is a polynomial with three terms. How many terms are there? One term, two term, and three term. What is the first term? 5a cube. What is the second term? 8b square. And what is the third term? 9c. So just mention here, this is a with polynomial with three terms. Okay, done? So 5a cube plus 8b square plus 9c square where you have three terms. So you have to call it as trinomial. Are you clear, children? So this was the first part of the polynomial. So I have told you that polynomial is being differentiated in two ways. The first is on the basis of terms, and the second one is on the basis of degree. Okay, so we have just seen on the basis of terms. So if you have only one term present, you have to call it as monomial. If two terms are present, you have to call it as binomial. And if three terms are present, you have to call it as trinomial. So how many terms are present here? Single term. Single means monomial. Two terms means binomial. If you have three terms, that means it is a trinomial. So you have to just give this as a definition. What is the definition for monomial? A polynomial with one term is called a monomial. A polynomial with two terms is called a binomial. A polynomial with three terms is called a trinomial. Are you clear, children? Okay, so this was one of the part how a polynomial is being classified as. Now let's see the next one. So have you taken on this table, children? Okay, let's do one more table. This was point number 8. Yes, now write down the ninth one. Polynomial based on degree. Polynomial based on degree. Polynomial based on degree. Another heading, polynomial based on degree. Okay, let's see what are the different polynomials based on degree. The first one is constant, the second one is linear, the third one is quadratic, and the fourth one is cubic. So for the first cases we had three types, actually: monomial, binomial, and trinomial. So one term is monomial, two terms is binomial, three terms is trinomial. So here we are going to see the different types of polynomial which are based on the degree. So the first one is linear. Yeah, you have constant. The first one you write down constant. Let's go with the proper order. Constant. The next one is linear. The next one is quadratic. And the next one is cubic. Quadratic. And the next one is cubic. So first one, a constant. Next one, linear, quadratic, cubic. Let's read the different degree, different polynomial based on degree. The first one is a constant polynomial. What is that? Constant polynomial. The next one is a linear polynomial. The next one is a quadratic polynomial. How to read this? Quadratic. Chord. Quadrants. Okay, have you studied about quadrants? We have plotted a graph. Yes, student? First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Yes? So quadratic. Cubic. First one is a constant polynomial. The second one is a linear polynomial. The third one is a quadratic polynomial. And the fourth one is a cubic polynomial. Okay, let's see the definition for this in simple terms first of all. So what is the meaning of constant polynomial? If the degree is 0. So what about the degree here? Degree is 0. For a particular polynomial, the degree will be 0. If you have a degree as 0, then you have to call that particular polynomial as a constant polynomial. If the degree is 1, it is a linear polynomial. If the degree of a polynomial is 1, you know the meaning for degree. What is the meaning of degree? The highest power. The highest power is called as the degree. So if the degree is 0, it is called as constant polynomial. If the degree is 1, it is called as linear polynomial. If the degree is 2, the degree is 2, it is called as quadratic polynomial. And at the last, if the degree is 3, if you have the degree as 3, you have to call it as cubic polynomial. So I have just given you the definition in simple terms. I'll just give you some examples and I'll be writing down the definitions there. Okay, children? So what are the 4 different types of polynomial based on degree? You have constant polynomial, you have linear polynomial, you have quadratic polynomial, and you have cubic polynomial. So when the degree is 0, you have to call as constant. No, nothing. No degree means constant. If you have 1 degree, that means it is a linear polynomial. If the degree is 2, you have to call it as quadratic. Quadratic. And if the degree is 3, you have to call it as cubic. Cube. We would have studied about cube, children. You would have heard about cube. So this is cubic. Clear? So totally you have 7 types of polynomials. Okay. So first one was monomial, binomial, trinomial. Then that 3 are based on the terms and this 4 are based on the degree. So monomial, binomial, trinomial, constant, linear, quadratic, cubic. So totally number of different polynomials, you have 7 different types of polynomials. Clear, children? Okay, so this is just a simple explanation for the polynomial and I'll be just explaining you this in detail with the help of an example. So just copy it on this table, write on the table a constant polynomial degree is 0, a linear polynomial degree is 1, a quadratic polynomial degree is 2, a cubic polynomial degree is 3. Okay, children, shall we take down the examples for this? Let's take down the example over here. Okay, I'll just take the example for constant first, okay? Okay, I'll take the number 5. Now, I have already told you that if a number is present, just do not think there no variable is present. Here, a variable is present. It can be any variable, but what will be the power of the variable? The power will be 0. I have already told you, actually. If it is 5 means you can just have, suppose just for a assumption, let me take this as x raised to 0. So what is the value for x raised to 0? It is 1 because anything raised to 0 gives you 1. So what is the power here? The power is 0. That means the degree is 0. So if the degree is 0, you have to say that polynomial as a constant polynomial. So if here no power is there. So no power is there. That means what is the degree? Degree will be 0. So if you have a degree 0, that particular polynomial is called as constant polynomial. So let's write down the definition over here. Write down. A polynomial. So just mention here, this is constant polynomial. Polynomial with degree 0. So why you call 5 as a constant polynomial? Because here there is no power. The power is 0. So if the power is 0, that means the degree is 0. The highest power is called as the degree, yes children? So the degree will be 0. So if the degree is 0, you have to call as constant polynomial. Okay, that was first example. Let me give you one more example. If it is 5y plus 8. Okay, I'll just take down the expression as 5y plus 8. Around 5y plus 8. So now what is the meaning of 5y plus 8? I have told you that we have to check the polynomial based on the degree. Here how many terms are there? Two terms are there. So two terms means it is a binomial. Okay, that is agreed. But now here I don't want the answer in terms of terms. I want the answer in terms of degree. So first of all I have to know what are the powers. Okay. So how many terms are there? Two terms are there. What is the power here? The power is 1. What is the power for y? 1. Here it is alone a number. If it is a number, I have told you, if only a number is present, that means the degree will be 0. So here no variables are there. No alphabets are there. So what is the degree here? The degree is 0. So the degree is 0 here. You see here children? What is the degree for 5y? Not the degree. What is the power here? The power is 1 here. What is the power here? The power is 0. So what is the degree? What is the meaning of degree? Degree means the highest power. What is the highest power here? 1. Because you have only two powers. One is 0 and one is 1. So which is the highest power? 1 is the highest power. If 1 is the highest power, the degree is 1. Yes. So if the degree is 1, you have to call it as linear polynomial. Just mention here. It is a linear polynomial. One and put here 0. Write on polynomial with degree 1. So what is a linear polynomial? What is the definition for linear polynomial? The polynomial with degree 1 is called a linear polynomial. So I have two terms here and I have just found that one term has a power 1 and one term has a power 0. So from 0 and 1, 1 is the highest power. That means the degree is 1. So it is a linear polynomial. Just state on the example today. 5y plus 8 is a linear polynomial. Okay, let's go for the next example. I hope you have taken on the second one. Are you clear with the different types of polynomial children? So do not get confused. Very simple thing you people can remember. Very easy concept. The next one is quadratic polynomial. I'll just give you an example for quadratic. Okay, I'll take 4x square plus 8x plus 9. Okay, so I have taken here 4x square plus 8x plus 9. Children, tell me how many terms are here? Total number of terms? One term. This is first term. This is second term. And this is third term. So total number of terms? Three terms are there. If it is a three term, what type of polynomial it is? Trinomial. If you have three terms, you have to call it as trinomial. So this is a trinomial. Okay, done. So this is a trinomial, but I don't want it in terms of terms. I just want the answer in terms of degree. Okay. So let me find out the power. What is the power here? What is the power of x here? 2. What is the highest power? 2. Okay, done. What is the power here? 1. Because nothing is mentioned. Okay. So what is the power here? 1. Here it is a number. I have told you that if it is a number, what will be the power? The power will be 0. If you have only a number, the power will be taken as 0. Okay. So I get the power as 0. So what are the powers I have found here? We have the power 2 for the first term, we have power 1 for the second term, and we have power 0 for the last term. Now what are you going to do? You are just going to compare. Which is the highest power here? Surely 2 is the highest power. So the highest power is called as the degree. What is the degree definition? Degree is the highest power. So what is the highest power? 2 is the highest power. So if the degree is 2, it is called as quadratic polynomial. Just mention here, this is a quadratic polynomial. Quad, Q-U-A-D, quadratic, R-A-T-I-C, quadratic polynomial. 4x square plus 8x plus 9. It is a quadratic polynomial. Why it is called a quadratic polynomial? Because it is a polynomial with degree 2. What is the highest power? The highest power is 2. So the degree is 2. So just mention here polynomial with degree 2. Clear? Okay, data. So I have just given you one more example for quadratic polynomial. We have taken the third example as a quadratic polynomial. I hope you are clear with the quadratic polynomial. So if the highest power is 2, that means the degree is 2. So if the degree is 2, you have to call the polynomial as quadratic polynomial. Coming to the last one for cubic, I'll just take one more example. I'll just take it. 12y cube. Okay. Simple example, or I can just have one more thing. 12y cube plus 4y plus 9. Okay. I have taken a polynomial here. It's 12y cube plus 4y plus 9. What is the polynomial we have considered here? 12y cube plus 4y plus 9. First of all, let me find out how many terms are there. How many terms are there? 1 term, 2 term and 3 terms. So 3 terms are there. So what type of polynomial it is? A trinomial. Okay, done. Now I just don't want the answer in terms of monomial, binomial, trinomial. I want the answer in terms of degree. Okay. So I'm just going to find out the power. What is the power here, children? What is the highest power? 3. Okay. What is the power for this term? 3. What is the power here? The power is 1. Okay. Because only y is there. Only one y is there. Yes. So what is the power? 1. What is the power here? No variables are there. No powers are there. That means the power is taken as 0. So what are the powers for the different terms? For the first term, the power is 3. For the second term, the power is 1. And for the last term, the power is 0. So what is the highest power? The highest power is 3. Highest power is 3. That means the degree is 3. So this is called a cubic polynomial. Write down here, cubic polynomial. Why you call it as cubic polynomial? It is a polynomial with degree 3. The highest power is 3. Just mention here, polynomial with degree 3. So if you have a polynomial with degree 3, you have to call it as cubic polynomial. Are you clear with the different definitions, children? So we have seen 7 different types of polynomial. I just want you to have a refresh of all the 7 polynomials. The first one is a monomial, and monomial means a polynomial with only one term. If you have only one term, you have to call it as monomial. If a polynomial has 2 terms, it is called a binomial. If a polynomial has 3 terms, it is called as trinomial. Monomial, binomial, trinomial. 1 term, 2 term, 3 term. Okay, coming to the next category, it is for degree. So if the degree is 0, it is called as constant polynomial. If the degree is 1, it is called as linear polynomial. If the degree is 2, it is called as quadratic polynomial. If the degree is 3, it is called as cubic polynomial. So totally we have seen 7 types of polynomial. I hope you are clear with what is degree here. The main thing is degree. So what is degree? The degree is the highest power. So just compare all the power. So we have found the power. This is 3, this is 1, this is 0. So just compare all the power. So when you compare the power, which is the biggest power? Surely 3 is the biggest power. So the biggest power is called as the degree. So if you have the degree 3, you have to call as cubic. So you people have to know all the different definitions. Okay, children. So I just want you to give some of the homework part. So the definition is being done, yes. So let's take down some of the homework part. I just want you people to complete sum number 3, sum number 4 from exercise 3.1. And on the homework part, the homework part is complete exercise 3.1 question number 3 and question number 4. In the previous classes, I have told you to complete sum number 2 from exercise 3.1, which was based on the coefficients. Yes, student? So you would have been able to do it. So now for today, you have to complete third sum and the fourth sum from exercise 3.1. Sum number 3 is based on the degree. So you have to find out the highest power and you have to write down the degree. You can just refer your points to remember for writing down the answer. And sum number 4 is rewrite the following polynomials in standard form. And I want you people to write down the standard in both the orders. You are not going to write down in any one order. You are going to write down the increasing order and the decreasing order. So you will write down the increasing order, put or, and then write decreasing order. Okay, children? Suppose you have I raised to 4. Suppose I'll write like this, y. Okay, 9 plus y square plus y cube, or y cube plus y square plus y plus 9. So I just want the answer in two forms. You have to write down the increasing order and the decreasing order for sum number 4. Only 4 sums are there. So it will not be only 2-line answer. Yes, children? So you can just complete sum number 3 and sum number 4 as your homework. Okay, children? So I just want you to complete these 2 sums as homework, and we will be continuing with the remaining part in the next class.